Are you planning a needle felting workshop? In this video, I'll show you what you might need to help you prepare, the tools, materials, and some things you may not have actually thought of. The list is based on my recent workshops for the robin and the fox. One of the things I include in the cost of the workshop is a felting base. I bought a multi-pack of these little tiny foam pads. They're perfectly sized for a beginner project at 1.5 inches thick. They are 4 inches wide and 6 inches long. They're really dense and really high quality, but low in cost. So we use these during the workshop, but I also like to take along other options to show what's available. So I've got my wool pad extra large from Heidifeathers and my earth mat from the Makers. I also show a hard surface for doing wire armature and keeping the wool from going frizzy on the felted mats. Then I take along some of my barbed needles. At the very beginning, I like to demonstrate how the needles work in the wool. So I'll take a variety of different sizes, going right down to my finer ones, and also the kind of multi-packs that you can get with reverse needles and various needles. These are from Heidifeathers. It's really good quality needles. I always buy from them, and they even have a guide that shows you the different colours. It's all colour coded for the different types of needles. It's good to include the basics of what they'll need for this particular project, but also show what's available for future projects. It's great to show some needle holders as well. Here I've got the Clover multi-needle holder that can hold up to 3 needles at one time. And then I've got the single holders, very plain wooden one, or you can actually decorate it yourself, like with the other one that I have here. As a present, my mum painted this a beautiful gold with the cute little flowers on it. Some of the ladies on my course had arthritic fingers and it was more comfortable to use these, so I let them borrow those. Or you could even have them to offer as an added extra on the day to buy. Some other tools you might find useful to take. I took some notebooks. This is great for taking further details from them. Maybe you want to follow up on questions later. Make sure you follow GDPR data protection guidelines if recording anyone's personal contact details. It's good for your students to check measurements of what they're making and proportions. So a ruler and a tape measure is really handy. Pen, pencil, paper is also really useful for sketching ideas or showing shapes or sizes in a different way. Sellotape can always come in handy. I'll demonstrate that a bit later on. And then at least one pair or maybe some sets of scissors of different sizes for cutting wool. For my workshops, I also took along some pre-prepared sketches and size guides as a set of visual tools to accompany the lesson. One student was actually ill on the second week of a 3-week course, so they were able to catch up with my guide. Now, when it comes to health and safety, you know how sharp those needles are, so you can never be over-prepared. I took along tissues, some waterproof plasters, some alcohol wipes, and also some alcohol gel just so that people can use that if worried about COVID. I also took along some finger and thumb protectors. I bulk bought these and they come in leather. They really do protect your fingers and your thumb when you're stabbing, so you use it in your non-dominant hand and stabbing with the other hand. This lady actually ended up using 3 because she kept alternating between her 2 fingers. It's also a good idea to keep a note of any accidents that do happen so you have them on record. With any workshop though, I do recommend taking out public liability insurance cover. There's no doubt that needles will be broken with any beginner class, so I have a separate little container to collect any broken needles and they go straight in my sharps box later. I don't allow sharing or reusing of needles, so I provide this corrugated cardboard to put the needles in for them to take them home. It's a sweet way of containing the needles to take home with a little sticker on the front to show them what needles they have. This is simple to make, cost effective, and reduces the need for plastic. Alternatively, you could use your business card and you could put your needles over there and sellotape them on. So all I did then was I got some old Amazon boxes that were corrugated cardboard, cut out the size that I wanted, used my little Pooly printer to print off some little labels. This was the fox one that I did, and they are just little sticky labels that I can put on, and it shows what needles and the colour of the needle. And then quite simply, you pop the needle into the side here you go. I've got my different needles for my fox course. You could always add some sellotape over the tops of the needles to stop them falling out, but it's just to get them home. A few little extras that you might also want to take is an awl for making holes, an eyebrow brush for brushing fur, and some pins to mark where you're going to put things like eyes and noses and that kind of thing. And here's a great cleaner for removing wool from the top of my wool pads or foam mats. And of course you can't felt anything without your actual wool. So here's my bag of wool that I've measured out for the amounts that I need for the robin. I had some carded brown wool, some merino red, and some various other colours. I also like to teach about the different wools that you can get. So I take some core wool, some carded wool, merino tops, for example, different types of animals. So you could take camel or alpaca, even some vegetarian types of fibre to demonstrate what you can get. This one here at the end is the Suri alpaca, which is absolutely lovely. It's silky and soft for using for long fur. I take business cards for my students and also passers-by who come into the shop, and a pamphlet all about the needle felting classes, a bit about myself and my social links, a bit more about needle felting, care instructions, a little list of where they can get some more tools and wool and learn more about needle felting. And also I like to offer a few discounts for other things that I provide. So that's just an idea of what you might want to offer. Sticky labels are brilliant for name tags, so you don't forget names and also anything else you want to label on the day. I got these paper bags really cheaply from the supermarket. They're great for putting the wools and tools that they're going to take away with them, including their creation that they've made. At the workshop is the perfect opportunity to also take along some other creations that you've made. This is to promote the other courses that you might be able to offer. So if they're starting on a beginner's course, they might then want to look at what you do for more kind of improver courses. So during my robin course, for example, I would take along the foxes to show that they can make the fox during a 3-week course. So if you've got a PDF or YouTube channel like I have, you could take along other pieces of your work to show what can be achieved. It's not just for the students. I do the workshops in a shop, which is a wool shop, and I love to show off to the customers my creations. So this is the hair that I take along because I'm making a PDF for the hair at the moment that is going to go on sale, and it just is a great way to show your creations. So yeah, take a few things with you, have fun. It's the one time you get to kind of go out in public with your lovely creations. It's nice to offer some refreshments during the break, so think about dietary requirements if needed as well. So I offer tea, coffee, biscuits, or a healthy snack. You'll need some sort of container or containers to transport all of the things that you need for the workshop. So here's one of my boxes with a lot of the things that I've just gone through and shown you. It's really good to be really organised, especially on the day, just have a checklist of everything that you need. Make sure you've not forgotten anything. Get to the workshop early, lay everything out, and then meet the students, have lots of fun. This is a wonderful time to share your skills. I set my alarm at various times to make sure that I kept to my timings. Just take along your enthusiasm and love for this amazing art form. I love the look on my students' faces as they learn to needle felt for the first time, starting their needle felting journey with you. I hope this has given you some ideas on how you might prepare for your workshop. Please let me know in the comments what you thought of these ideas, and also let me know how your workshop goes. I'd love to hear from you.